Corny heading into a week at South Alabama in the weekend?
Big week coming up. Obviously, two more road games, and anytime you go on the road, you have to have a different type of focus, different type of energy. So we look forward to winning today to give us the opportunity to win on Thursday.
You had a chance to watch many of the games on Saturday. As far as this MAC Sunbelt chance, what'd you see?
It's physical, right? It's physical. Our league is very physical, and the MAC had a lot of MAC officials, so a lot of calls went into their favor. So we're focused and locked in on going down here to South Alabama and playing our game. Looking forward to executing. They play a zone, so that's different, right? They play probably 40-minute game. Those guys will play 38 minutes of 2-3 zone, but it's a funky looking zone. They'll also play some 1-3-1. So we have to again prep and get ready for that for Thursday.
Coach, if you got to do these 4-game road swings, and you've had 2 of them, you will have, is it at least better that you've gotten this time off to get some bodies healed up, or is that at least a consolation prize?
Yeah, you know what? It was nice, having the break. I know our guys really enjoyed it. We practiced, but it wasn't our normal practice. It was more just a stay ready type of practice. So we shot one day, and then the next day we kind of practiced, but it was shorter. So again, we try to take advantage of resting the guys mentally and physically, but we also prepared for South Alabama. We watched film, and our practice was just lighter this past weekend.
I'm sorry, coming into this last stretch of the season before the tournament, you've seen the Arkansas State tape again, I'm sure, but to me that was one of your better performances of the year, just the way you guys gutted it out, how physical it was. I mean, your take on how that helps you going forward.
You know what? That was a really good game. I'm proud of our guys. I thought we had a great team effort. Obviously, we had Nate and those guys played well. Dezane Mingo really played well. But Wyatt Fricks came off the bench and gave us a huge boost. And those guys have been like that all year. Our bench guys, they stay ready. I think that can only build and help us down the road. But again, road games are different. South Alabama is good. I mean, they're 16-9. I think if you count the loss to Akron, 16-9, 8-4, and they're good, and they're good at home. So we have our work cut out. We'll have our hands full, and we have to have focus to go down here and try to be successful.
As well as you guys have been shooting over the last month or so, do you like when a team might play zone where you can get your spots, and sometimes to get them out of the zone is you start hitting threes and they got to do what's unfamiliar to them?
Yeah, well, they're not really going to change. I was watching film on them this morning. They when they played Monroe, they switched up and kind of did like a triangle and 2. That was the first time in probably 6 games that they really came out of the zone. They want you to shoot the 3. Akron, I believe, took 40-plus threes. The other day, Arkansas State took, I believe, 42 when they played them, and they stayed in the zone. It's different. And Coach Riley, you have to give him credit. He looked at he's never played zone this much, and he looked at his roster this year, and that's what worked for them. It's an aggressive zone. It's not your typical 2-3 zone. They're aggressive. They play a 2-2, 2-2-1 back to 2-3, and they're aggressive trying to get steals. I mean, they are I believe 11th in the country in steals, and they play zone. So that tells you how aggressive they are.
So it's important. I was going to touch on that as far as your defense is concerned. So that's really important on your part, because just maintain the ball.
Yeah. That's every game, right?
Yeah, right.
We want to take care of the ball every game, so it's nothing different, right? But we have to make shots. We have to keep the ball moving against the zone. And again, they pressure you. So what they do is they'll play the 2-2-1. It's a pressure. The 2 guys up front are basically playing man, all right? So they'll pressure you. Now when you cross half court, you have 20 seconds. Sometimes 18 to get a shot up, and that's what makes their zone so effective.
Does that help, how Dezane has kind of come into his zone and knifing in and here and out? Can that help in his zone if he can get to some spots where the defense isn't?
Yeah, for sure. You have to find the gaps, and that's what we're going to work on all week here, is just finding gaps, ball movement. We're looking at some things offensively that we can do to help our guys get easier shots. But the best way to stop a zone is to get a stop and don't let the zone set up. So we obviously want to get out in transition, push the ball, and make smart decisions and take the shots when they're there.
This is the time of year when teams can go one of two directions. They're kind of tired, or they just kind of start fading away. But you talked after the last win about how mentally strong your guys are. I can imagine as a coach, you love to see this type of mentality in mid-to-late February.
Yeah, we have experienced guys, guys who have been through the wars, and they've been through the battles. We have 6 or 7 guys with 1 year left, so those guys have big time experience on major stages, and we're just trying to get better each day. We haven't really talked about the end of the season and the seedings. We hadn't got there yet. We want to keep getting better every day to give us an opportunity to win our next game.
Touching back on Wyatt, Coach, he, if anything, has been a little inconsistent this year, but when he has a game like he has the other night, you see kind of a light bulb go off, or you hope to. That's what he can do for you.
Yeah, I mean, you hope to. You hope that the light comes on and it's more consistent, right? But again, a guy like that, he's done this twice, right? So he at Georgia State, he was very productive, and then here in this game, if he's like that on a consistent basis, it can definitely raise the level of his team. But you stay with guys, right? You stay with them. You let them know you believe in them, even when others may not, and because you never know. He may have a game like this, national TV, against the #1 team in the league, and he have 3 threes in 12 minutes that can propel you to a victory or help prepare you to a victory. So proud of Wyatt, and obviously we want to see him shoot the ball more consistent, but his energy is consistent, his effort's consistent, the way he go about his daily work is consistent. Now he just has to turn the page and make shots on a consistent basis. Appreciate it.